Hello, Dumpsterinos and Frugalistas. It is good to see you. I wanted to come on and do a quick Happy New Year to everybody because in yesterday's dumpster diving video, I said, I'll see you before the new year. I'm sure I will. And I thought I would, but I didn't. There was no dumpster diving video today. Frugal Daddy went out to Tractor Supply to get cat food, not cat food, cat litter, the little wooden pellets. And he went by the Aldi dumpster on the way back, and there was a big truck there unloading stuff, and there were people around. So he didn't wait. He just hightailed it home and crawled onto the sofa and took a nap. And that was about 7 hours ago, and he's still napping. So napping. Eventually, I guess it's just blowing off New Year's and going to bed. Anyway, so it's New Year's Eve, and normally I am not really one to make New Year's resolutions. I've probably said that before. And then I'll tell you what resolution I'm going to make anyway. And then I don't keep it for more than 6 to 18 hours. So, even if it wasn't New Year's, these are just things that I want to have in my future. So call them New Year's resolutions if you want, or just goals, or just what I'm envisioning for a better future. I'm very excited about 2024, actually. I feel like it's going to be a good year. It's a gonna. I don't know why I think that, because it seems I think that every year, and I always think, well, it certainly can't get worse than this year was. And really, they just keep getting worse. One thing I want to do in the next year is get just much more into gardening. Gardening. 2 years ago with my vegetable garden, I did a lot of videos on it, and it was a very, very hot, dry summer. So I remember being out working in the garden for many hours every day, and just many hours just watering everything because it was so hot and dry, a lot of water. And I remember a viewer at the time making this comment, you're putting a lot of work in for how little you're going to get out of it, poo-pooing my harvest before it had even happened. And the thing was, this person was completely correct. It really was a tremendous amount of work I put in for relatively small amount of food, given the work, the work-food balance. If my family was depending on this harvest of my vegetables to live on, we'd be dead very, very quickly. We'd be eating, I don't know if we'd be eating worms. I mean, would you? Anyway, so look. So I have my little mini farming book. I've been carrying it around the house with me. That's the first step to really reading it, is carrying it around with you. And I really want to read it with the kids. I'm very excited to actually learn more about gardening. So anyway, like I was saying, and no, they're not sponsoring this video. Like I was saying, I don't know what it is with the line now with this phone. I have to position myself in a weird way. Anyway, so yes, it was a lot of work a couple of summers ago, and I really didn't harvest all that much. So this past summer, I did improve by getting things planted earlier, because 2 summers ago I was really late. But I didn't plant as much this last summer. I did not put as much effort in because I was I felt very defeated, I was like, oh, why bother? Nothing's going to grow anyway. I had one cauliflower grow, one little cauliflower. I actually harvested it right around Thanksgiving. I was happy with that cauliflower. But to think about how many cauliflower seeds I planted to get one head of cauliflower, it's meh. I'm ready for spring right now. It's barely even winter for real. And I'm just forget winter. If we're not going to get blizzards and snow, because I like blizzards and snow, if it's just going to be gray and cloudy and cold, then forget it. Let's just get on to spring. If we're not going to have snow, let's just move it on. I'm ready. So it's one of my goals to focus on actually reading something on paper with my own eyes, and watching more gardening videos on YouTube, I do fall down rabbit holes on YouTube, as we all do, and watch some really stupid things that are like a huge waste of time. So anyway, increased self-sufficiency and working on prepping skills. And I think I'm getting a late gift from Santa soon, and it's gonna be an electric pressure canner. I never thought I would pressure can, and because I'm afraid of it. But I'm going to, from just canning now the last couple of summers with the water bath canning. I just feel like I'm just ready. I'm ready to branch out, because when, like the other day with the dumpster haul, tons and tons of chicken, right? And we gave over half of it away, well over half. We kept, and we didn't have room for it. Like, we put some in the freezer, but I was thinking, if I knew how to pressure can, I could can that chicken. And I feel like I should do that. And I'm hoping the pressure canner arrives soon, because I can just take that chicken out of the freezer, and that's our first thing we'll try to can with the pressure canner. So that goes along with the, self-sufficiency and the vegetable gardening, because I'm thinking about, well, what vegetables am I going to grow? Like, I did plant some green beans last year, but I didn't really grow very many green beans just this past summer. But I'm thinking, ooh, if I have a pressure canner and I can can beans, then I could really focus on growing more beans, right? And anyway, so I'm very excited, because that's just like a whole new learning experience. And I think a few years ago, I got to the point where I thought, I am not going to learn anything new for the rest of my life. Like, I'm too tired, I'm too old, I'm too stupid, I'm too uninterested, I'm too lazy. Like, I am just done learning anything new whatsoever. And then when I learned to water bath can, I was so excited and proud of myself, because I was like, well, look at me. I did learn something new. You can teach an old dog new tricks. So that was great. And it really made me think, like, yes, God darn it, you can keep learning at any age. You want to be a lifelong learner. That was a great thing about my dad. He was, just so smart. I mean, just so freaking smart, but just a lifelong learner, always curious, always learning. I don't know how he had the energy. I don't know, because I don't, but I want to continue to learn new things. And I feel like pressure canning, I know all of you who do it are like, oh my God, what is her freaking problem? It's not that big a deal. Just read the directions for once. But it's like a huge, like, mental hurdle for me to go over, to confront the canning. In fact, the other day, Frugal Daddy said to me that he did not want me to have a pressure canner, because he thinks I'll blow my face off when the thing explodes in my face. And I was like, well, how about we just have a rule that doesn't happen, and that when it's time to depressurize and eventually take the lid off, like, that be a Frugal Daddy job. I just won't do that part, because it is kind of scary. It is scary. So anyway, we can learn new things. We're gonna get better at gardening, and we're gonna get better at preserving food, get that prepper pantry. It really is thematic where I'm going, because my next big thing I want to do this coming year is I really want to get this freaking house cleaned and organized, and I'm going to tackle the basement. So I'm going to get the basement clean and organized, so that I can store all the prepper foods that I grow and can in my clean basement. I do have a lot of prepper pantry stuff down there now. So yeah, it's in the basement. So if you come to rob us and kill us for our food, well, it's in the basement. Really hard to find. Really unique spot for it. Yes, 2024 is the year that I'm going to turn 60. I know some of you are thinking, 60? She's only 59. I thought she was like 85. And some of you are like, oh, Amy, you don't look 60. Trying to get the kids out there to garden with me. I want to give them each their own, like, plot in the yard this year. So it's like, oh, what do you want to grow in your plot? Tomatoes? Cucumbers? Okay, what are you going to grow in your plot? Anyway, so they because right now they consider it almost like a punishment to have to work in the garden with me. But still my mommy's fluttering heart. They don't get that it's fun and that it's normal to work in the garden together as a family. Is that not normal? I think that is normal. Like if you're growing vegetables, yeah, that's what you do in the summer. Like you don't have a summer job. You're not married yet. Like, yeah, you're going to work in the garden with me. But anyway, they consider it a punishment. Though I kind of can see why they think that. But anyway, it's not. So I'm just thinking, if they have their own little plot, then, they'll own it and it'll be fun. And they'll get into the gardening thing. They're going to learn with me. Like, I want them to grow up with some skills like gardening, because you need to know how to feed yourself. It's going to be a good year. It is, darn it. It is. Things are going to turn around. I hope you're all having a great New Year's Eve. I hope this catches some of you while it's still New Year's Eve. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year. All best wishes to you all in 2024. And I'll see you again soon in the dumpster. Thank you, Dumpsterinos and Frugalistas. I love you all. Mwah! Happy New Year.